So let's give a warm round of applause to welcome our next speakers from Inter-American, Mario Syntichakis and Toli Effie, talking about increment plan, value-based program increment planning. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. It is very nice being here to share our experience with perhaps the most active community of agile practices in Greece. Here's my colleague, Effie Toli. She is an agile coach, and we work closely together for about a year now. She's going to share our experience in setting up program increment planning events at Inter-American. I am Mario Syntichakis. I am head of digital business solutions at Inter-American, and I'm going to highlight the context in which these kinds of events operate. But first, let me quickly introduce our company. Founded back in 1969, Inter-American is a leader in the insurance sector of Greece. It is part of Achmea, a multinational group of insurance companies. It is a multi-channel distribution company, and it was the first company to introduce the direct concept of insurance in Greece when in 2011 launched Anytime. Well, in Greece, Inter-American is a brand that enjoys a lot of reputation and awareness, but one might ask what that has to do with software, and especially what has to do with agile practices in software delivery. Inter-American has a long tradition in software development since 1969, and currently has one of the biggest software factories in Greece with more than 120 software engineers. So this is why we are here, in order to respond to our business vision. We had to design a scaled model of agile software delivery. We were based on Scrum, of course, but we are also influenced by Spotify and SAFe. The basis of our model, of course, is the Agile Team, a highly autonomous, cross-disciplinary group of people that define and build an increment, a product increment in every sprint. In our case, this is 2 weeks. Perhaps you know it is said that nothing can beat an agile team. Well, some code bases do beat agile teams, and easily. In that situations, we use nexuses. Nexus is a formation of agile teams that share a single product backlog, which is owned by a single product owner. Besides the normal teams in the Nexus, there is a dedicated or sometimes virtual team called the Nexus Integration Team, which takes care of collaboration between all teams and makes sure that by the end of the sprint, there is a single integrated increment delivered by that team. In our business, insurance, which is a highly regulated industry in Greece, our products have a lot of similarities, be it features or aspects or frameworks or infrastructure. It is a waste to rework this stuff again and again. Our approach in this issue is to introduce tribes. Tribes try to set out the technological landscape for teams to operate on. And tribes are constantly trying to balance between excellence and efficiency on one hand, and autonomy, short time to market, or innovation on the other hand. But as we all know, high-quality software solutions take skill, talent, and most of all, professionalism. And this is the task of our chapters, to grow, to develop these ingredients and prepare good members for all our teams. While chapters focus on a specific area of expertise, our Agile Studio, and Effie here is a member of that community, we call it Team 360 in Inter-American, makes sure that the values, the principles, and the practices of Agile software delivery are ever present in our day-to-day work. This is a quite elaborated picture of our model, but we have two more questions to answer. The first one is, how do we know what is the right direction? And how do we make sure that all our teams proceed in a synchronized manner towards that direction? The answer to these questions is portfolio and program. Portfolio is built around a Kanban system that sets the direction based on the expected value of business opportunities and things like that, prioritizes enterprise epics, and then visualizes their progress from inception to value and delivery. On the other hand, program makes sure that all teams are synchronized in a fixed cadence in order to deliver combined features. Perhaps the layout looks quite complex, but actually it is not. It is more like a team sprint. The only difference is that we do not have a single team. We have, let's say in our case, 25 teams. And the length of the sprint is quite bigger. In our case, it is 12 weeks, which means 6 team sprints equals 1 increment. Just like a team sprint, a program increment is prepared, it is planned, it is executed, and then it is reviewed. Execution and preparation, of course, take most of the increment, but reviewing the last increment and planning for the next one is a very big moment, a very special milestone in each increment. But this stuff is about program increment planning events, and Effie here is going to give us the details on that.
Okay. Thank you, Marius. Hello from me. Welcome here. I'm very happy that I'm here with you today to share my experience, my mistakes, and my successes. When we launched in 2016 our 2 first pilots in IT department, we quickly realized that we put ourselves in trouble. And that is why because we very soon realized that what is happening to the C-level, that concerns the enterprise level, and what is happening to the team level, where the sprint and the scrum is running, there wasn't a container to combine all these. So it was, for us, it was a matter of alignment. So we turned ourselves to frameworks, and we introduced the program increment planning event in order to find a solution to bring alignment between our team members and the C-level. So a goal for such an event is to create transparency. It took us by surprise that when we were starting to collect all the matters that the teams were working, there wasn't the alignment we were expecting. Another very important topic was that we use this event for fast decision-making, and also, and very least but not last, the planning optimization, because the dependencies were a lot. So we haven't done such an event before. We didn't know how to approach it. So we said, okay, we're going to work like any other Scrum team. We'll prepare, we'll execute, and we retrospect. Retrospect are a big thing in our company. It's a place that we are very eager to find what went wrong. A fellow speaker earlier said that you don't have to take permission, you have to ask for forgiveness. Thank God, in our culture, there is room for failure. So when we're starting to collect what our teams are working for, we found ourselves something like this. Well, not exactly like this, but this is what the enterprise backlog looked like. I'm not going to be in details how we built it, because each company does it in their own way. But we concluded in this by a lot of talking, a lot of meeting, a lot of crowding, and a lot of postings. The preparation challenges we faced was to find the workspace to fit us all, to engage 180 people to take part in this event, and not just stood in the chairs and see what's happening at the C-level. Also, in order to make this possible, we needed to create an efficient agenda to encourage interaction. And of course, we should respect the existing developments and plans our teams were working on. To survive this painful procedure of the preparation, we had a lot of fun. And by saying this, I mean even our CDO was part of the preparation, even our kids. This is when we talk about servant leadership in Agile. At least in our company, it's something like this. So February 2018, we had our first event. We had found the venue, which was Stavros Niarchos Foundation Cultural Center, and we had come up with 2 days planning agenda. To prove ourselves how agile we are, and not the venue, neither the agenda, is the same now. So the day started with a C-level strategy talk, where our CEO and CDO were participated both of the 2 days, and they stayed with us throughout the planning event. People were encouraged to walk along to talk, and the most value we got from our first event is that stakeholders, meaning the business side, actually realized what was happening, what was changing in the IT development. So throughout the 2 days, there was a lot of talking, planning, updating the artifacts, even transparent estimation happened. At the end of the second day, we concluded with this Kanban board that was about the 3 months plan. This is an improvement. This is actually a photograph of the second planning event. We noticed at the first event that our feedback wall had most of it negative feedback. There's something peculiar about Greeks. When they hear feedback, they think that should tell you something negative. That's why, during our second event, we requested everybody to find something positive to share about the team, the stakeholders, and the management. And it went well. If we have to keep something from all this procedure, is that we stepped out from our comfort zone. We created a spirit for a team, but beyond our team, for our teammates. It doesn't matter if they live in business or IT, and we plan as we are the customer itself. Actually, there was a very nice message yesterday that you can replicate the frameworks, but you cannot replicate what drives those frameworks. And we try in Inter-American not to miss out the personal characters and actually the soul of the company, the people. Actually, and to remember this, manifesto is all about people and interaction. Thank you.
Alrighty, so shall we take a few questions or a few comments perhaps? Maybe someone in the crowd has had similar experiences, or perhaps there's some challenges that they could bounce off our speakers.
So what was the hardest part of that two-day planning?
Actually, to boost everybody's confidence, to go out transparent and give the real opinion on the estimates, on how the plans should be made, to give room to development team members, product owners. It went well. We didn't expect it to go that well. It went well and it's growing. Of course, we're not there yet.
Two questions. How many times did you make this event so far?
Okay, when we launched on February, we said that we'll make the second one very near in order to get hands on it and know exactly where we are missing it. So on early November, we have our fourth one.
Okay, another question. The team, everybody is in the same place, I mean, from Greece. You don't need to travel from different locations and so on.
Well, we had a development team coming from Cyprus, where we are direct with Anytime brand. Yes, and Patras as well. Sorry.
Okay, thank you.
I should comment here that technically Patras, technologically and technical levelly, Patras is another planet. All right, it's much, much higher than everything else. Anyone from Patras here? All right. Any more comments? Yes, we've got one up here.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Do you have the need to do this in a remote setup, or it would defeat the purpose?
That's a very nice question, actually. I think that there's, of course, development teams can work remotely, and we did that. We had a remote team working for us from Patras. But I think when you start learning how to approach this event, it's better to be face-to-face. I mean, I reflect myself at the earlier days, before we introduced the agile mindset, that it was even hard to be in a meeting room with people and be transparent and honest about what you think on the relative topic. So I think it's quite important, at least for the beginning, to bring everybody along to create that team spirit.
For the beginning, yes, but later on?
Later on, it depends how much we are going to grow.
Okay, thank you.
Any further questions? Any comments? No? Okay, well, thank you very, very much to the team from Inter-American.
Thank you for being here.